This is Damon Fordham, adjunct professor of history at the Citadel Military College in Charleston, South Carolina. And this evening, I want to tell you the story of the very first Black governor of the United States, a man named Pinckney Benton Stewart Pinchback. You see, during the days of Reconstruction between 1865 and 1877, after the Civil War, that brief period when the federal government granted Black men the right to vote, until the rise of violent groups like the Ku Klux Klan put an end to that for nearly a century. But during that period, you had a lot of African Americans in elective office, and many of their stories are forgotten today. When I was a young boy, there was a very popular book called Pictorial History of the Negro in America by Langston Hughes. And I checked it out very often from the library because it had these fascinating facts that I didn't learn in the classroom. And on page 210 of the book, he talks about Pinckney Benton Stewart Pinchback of Louisiana, the first Black governor. And this is him under my finger right here in the book. And his story goes as follows, that in 1872 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, you had a very corrupt governor by the name of Warmoth who was impeached. And so Pinckney Benton Stewart Pinchback was next in line, and so he served as the interim governor of Louisiana until he filled out Warmoth's term in 1873. And he was pretty good at what he did. He was successful. So he decided that he would run for the United States Senate from Louisiana, and he won that election, fair and square. But yet the Senate refused to seat him in Washington, D.C. So what did he do? Well, he didn't sit like a bump on a log. He went before the Senate floor and said these words: "I recognize the fact that I am a full-fledged American citizen, and from this day I propose to do that which I conceive to be right, no matter whether it subserves Republican or Democratic interests." And he said those great words that are recorded in the 43rd Congress Congressional Record Appendix, pages 432 to 433 from 1873. And he didn't stop there, though. He went on to become one of the founders of Southern University in Baton Rouge, one of the largest Black colleges in America, before his death in 1921. Now, this is important for several reasons. Number one, it showed the tenacity of the man. No matter what was thrown in his path, he didn't let it stop him. In the words of Bob Marley's song, So Much Things to Say, when one door is closed, another is open. And it's important for us to remember that in our time. Secondly, you notice that everything that I just told you just now, I was able to back up by showing you the source of where I got that information. Too often nowadays, you have these people who get on YouTube and social media and put up all sorts of ridiculous nonsense that they pass off as facts. But they almost never, a sure sign that they are incorrect is that they never give you the exact source of their information to back it up. Whenever you see any bit of information, you have to ask that person, where did you get their information? What are their primary sources? And if they can't answer that, you keep on moving. That is the way, ladies and gentlemen, that you do what I do. I often say to my students, fight that foolishness with the facts, you see? Because too often, these deranged detractors of dumbness are getting on social media like Ray Charles leading Stevie Wonder across the street, the blind leading the blind. And in this day and age, that's something we cannot afford. So remember, folks, not only should you persevere in spite of the obstacles that come your way, when people give you so-called facts, ask them where they got it from. And if they can't tell you where they got the facts from, in a source outside of, say, just something somebody made up on YouTube or put a meme together, keep on moving. This is Damon Fordham.